I'm very much looking forward to this. I've got 14 minutes to talk to you about audio and video. I know Cheryl said 15, but in the next 60 seconds, we're going to have some fun. We're going to play a game. The game has one rule. You cannot leave your seat. But I knew that I'd have to follow some incredible, incredible speakers. I'm literally talking after a guy from Google, okay? I knew I had to get you engaged. A lot of you thinking, who is this guy? He looks like they put a milk dud on top of a human person. The game has one rule. You can't leave your seat, okay? I was in this room yesterday. I left a prize underneath one of your chairs. You've got 10 seconds to find it. Your 10 seconds starts now. Okay, we've got a winner. The winner is me. There is no prize, but now you're all awake. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm so sorry. Oh, the jokes only get worse from here. They said to me that I shouldn't talk about myself because I've had a fantastic introduction, but the problem is British people, we are mad. I don't know what the right word is, like humble. We don't talk about our own successes. So in the next 10 seconds, I'm going to tell you that I've given talks all over the UK and Europe. I've talked in front of thousands of people. I've been live streamed to thousands of people. Last year, I went to Barcelona and I was voted the best speaker from an audience of around 30 countries from across the globe. Thank you very much. I was featured on Think with Google. I have my own podcast, and as you can clearly see, I buy shirts that are clearly 2 sizes too small for me. None of that compares to awesome, awesome America. And why have I just told you all that? Because I believe I've put myself under a lot of pressure now, but pressure makes diamonds. So this is only going to go one of 2 ways: really good, or you're never going to see me again. And I'm hoping it's the former. So hot take, right? I'm bang on time. This is working well. I think as marketers, we measure too much stuff, okay? So hold on to that thought. I don't have a lot of time, and I do have, lots of content. If you've ever seen The Simpsons, then this will look familiar to you, this analogy. This episode, for those who haven't seen it, is of a very tall man in a very small car. That's a representation of the amount of content I've got and small amount of time that I have with you. I can't get my words out. But in line with the theme of the conference, let's change the car and let's go on a little journey, okay? So we're going to talk about where we get it wrong, the BBA framework, leveraging audio and video, and getting that all-important buy-in. I should have also said, if you're watching at home, I'm really sorry that you couldn't be here. I will share my skincare routine with you because this shine does not achieve itself, okay? Let's go. If you type this in on Google, as of April this year, you get about 24 million search results, okay? I don't believe that there are 24 million ways to track ROI in digital marketing. I'll very quickly whiz through these. If you look at the word in the middle, that's the KPI. All the other words around it are the ways you can measure it. Absolutely loads. Engagement, loads, loads, loads. I could do 15 minutes of this and you'll be bored to death, right? Loads. When it comes to our customers, this is what I think. That we know what they want, but we don't know how they want it. And we end up in situations like this, where you send an email, a very generic email, and it says, looking at what we spent this year for our content strategy, we would require X amount. For the people at the very back, that email address is genericmanagementperson@givemebudgetplease.com. So we need to move away from this type of thinking, okay? This is the BBA framework, right? So I'm going to start off with a little bit of a hot take. And we've kind of touched on it already with some of the speakers today. Basically, the title of the talk is Beyond the Written Word. Throwing up more blog pages doesn't cut it anymore. And I think the internet moved on a long time ago. BBA is literally short for basic, better, and advanced. And before I move on to the next part of my talk, I want you all to do me a favor and just close your eyes for 3 seconds. I'll do it with you, look. And that's a moment of silence for our old friend, Universal Analytics. Dearly, dearly missed. In line with the theme of the conference, though, I reckon about now, I'm not going to check, but we're about 11:50 on August the 7th this year. We're going to go back 3 years, right? Remember our old friend, and this is what we used to do. We used to say, our X topic performs best. This will be our framework. That's fine. We then went on to look at Universal Analytics data about our longest path. It has 9 touch points, great. But now, if I could bring you back into the present, not the future, we have GA4, and this is where I think advanced people will be, is where you can split out your top 5 markets, and you can understand which countries or regions, if you're not marketing internationally, prefer audio, video, both, none, or more. The basic version, a few months back, looked like this. You, me, many other people would open up GA4, look at this, and think, wow, I hate this. But you could do something with it. You get basic information. The better version would be you go back into UA, you say, I love you, never leave me. This was the greatest thing that ever existed. Multi-channel funnels, top conversion paths. You can still access it, but it's not as good anymore. The advanced version is you open up GA4, you realize you have to still use it, play around, and you get something like this. I know I'll be penalized for using the default channel grouping here, but YOLO. You have cross-channel, data-driven model. You can literally see your early, medium, and your late touch points. Which channel is giving you the most action and which part of the touch point they are at. This is awesome. I don't have enough time to go into detail with you about how to navigate GA4. You can get the slides. Well, you should know by now, really. Come on. You can get the slides, but at the bottom it tells you how to enable video and audio. And in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to show you how you can enable that, what you can do with it, and why you should be doing loads more of this. Okay, so if we move on. Right, so when you go to events, once you set it up, you can look at your video progress. You can track progress, start, and complete. You can go really detailed and track it in like percentage increments, so who's watched 1% of your video and who's watched 2%. I wouldn't recommend doing that because you won't glean any other information from it. You won't glean anything that's going to be massively life-changing to your content strategies. And if you don't believe me, I've done it. It stressed me out so much that I lost all my hair, so there's your proof. Events, you can look at scroll depth. Again, as a basic one, you've got 10, 25, 50, 75. You can set it up however you want. You can do exactly the same in 1% increments. Get that data. This is the sort of data that we should be looking at to inform things about how you can use audio and video more, because you'll be able to do things like this. Put them both together. Split them out by country or region if you're not marketing internationally. And you can see how far users in Italy are scrolling and how much of a video they're watching, or in a specific region. That's the BBA framework, and I'll talk to you more about how we can leverage audio and video. I've already briefly spoken to you about the next slide that I'm going to show you, and I've already showed you it anyway. Multi-channel funnels, or you can look at things like this, conversion paths. These are your best friend, okay? And I'm speaking from my own experience here. When you take something like this, and things that I will show you later on, into the boardroom, this will be like learning another language for them. Okay, the boardroom, I say this a lot and I tweet about this a lot, or I X about this a lot. The boardroom doesn't care about things like CTR, for example. They will likely have never seen this, but the CMO and the CFO will be sitting in there, and they're the ones that give you the authority and the budget to go out and engage in all these activities. This is a great tool to get buy-in, and I'll talk to you about buy-in a little bit more later on, for what you want to do and what you want to achieve, because you can show them this, put it in front of them, explain it to them, and then say, you have given me X amount of dollars to go out and create some paid search activity or paid social, or you've allowed me to create a piece of organic content and given me budget to go ahead and do that. If you were to take that amount of budget away, how confident are you that this path, this conversion journey, will look exactly the same as it does now? And typically, I'm not sure about yourselves, but most conversion journeys aren't this ideal dream world of the customer comes to the site, converts, downloads, and then leaves. It takes a long time. And we were talking about this last night. A lot of our customers and a lot of the people that we are trying to reach out to and speak to are probably using multiple devices at once. I know I am guilty of watching TV with a phone in my hand. Greg's literally tweeting and he's got his phone in his hand. Literally, all of us have got more than one device at once. Talk to them, say, how confident are you this would carry on if we took this out, and then move. Using audio and video, I'm going to give you 4 countries as an example of what you can do and how to use this information to create more audio, more video, both, none, or just revisit your content strategies. So let's say, for example, in France, French people, for example, in this pretend scenario, don't scroll a lot, but they'll watch a video a lot. None of what I'm about to show you in the next 4 slides are things that you don't already know, but I just think we put it to the back of our minds because we focus on shinier stuff, like my head. But let's say French people don't scroll, but they watch a video lots. Put the video very early in the page, right? If you know they're not going to scroll, don't put it at the bottom of your page. Don't make them read thousands of words to get to what you want, because your engagement will be much lower. Just make it as easy for them as possible. If you know, for example, in Spain, that they scroll a lot, but they don't watch a video, make sure your content is as detailed, as informative as possible. This is where you can use PPC as a channel to use remarketing for search ads or LSA, bring them back to your site. You could even have a dedicated PPC landing page to boost conversion rates. A practical example of that is I used to work on a campaign where the KPI was getting people to sign up for a service to stop smoking. We knew that these people wouldn't sign up straight away. We knew we'd have a lot of people who would visit the site, read all the information, and then go out and compare it with the competitors. We would use a dedicated landing page, dedicated PPC ad copy, a dedicated audience to say 98% of people will quit and stay quit when they use this service. Fantastic for conversions, fantastic way of SEO and PPC playing together. Let's move on. Let's say in Italy, they watch average scroll, average video, but they have a high ASD, which is just short for average session duration. Marketers love an acronym. That's one I've just made up. You can have it. I call these people page hoppers. These people are very likely in the research stage. You can still do things with them. You can still build an audience. You can still use remarketing. Target them with key facts and figures. And the key here is brand. Ensure that your brand stays in front of mind. Wouldn't it be great if someone somewhere had something that you could just measure your brand authority with? Anyway, let's move on. So, they've not paid me to say that, but you can pay me later. In Germany, let's say that these people do not scroll and they do not watch your videos. So they don't do either. They're not scrolling, they're not watching your videos. You're finished, basically. There's a clear disconnect between what you are giving them and what they are wanting. You can still do things with them. No marketer ever sees something like that and thinks, right, that's it, I can't do anything with it. You can still create short-form videos earlier in the journey. There's quite a clear disconnect, and this is all 4 of them at once. I don't have a huge amount of time, but wouldn't it be great if someone did a Whiteboard Friday and spent more time talking about it? Please check it out. And then I'll end with this, right? So getting that all-important buy-in. This is where we are really going to go into the future. So I'm guessing that we're at about 11:55 now. We're going to go 3 days into the future where you're at work or hungover or both. And you've seen a presentation, you've gone back to work, and we saw this British guy, he spoke fast, but he told us some really cool stuff, and we want to get some buy-in for this. I use this model, and it's called Trust versus Performance. I haven't made it. It's from Simon Sinek, and the model basically looks like this. Performance and trust on a relative scale, okay? They use this model, if you haven't heard or learned about it, they use this exact model to recruit US Navy SEALs. And as all marketers do, we find something and we try and turn it into a marketing thing, which is exactly what I've done, right? You can use this for marketing channels. So at the very bottom of the channel, of the corner, you've got low performing, low trust channel. When you're in the boardroom, put this in front of them because you're speaking a language that they can understand. Like I said earlier, the boardroom doesn't care about CTR, okay? Treat that as like a display, for example. Most people are going to want this one, the high-performing, high-trust, the unicorn channel. That doesn't exist, and if it does, please find me afterwards and tell me about it, and I'll revisit all of my future decks. You can get short-term victories with a channel like this, high-performing, low-trust. I often say that this, for example, would be programmatic display because you have a little bit more control over it. You can see your inventory, but there's a lack of trust because your brand isn't always safe with programmatic display, certainly in my experience. Then you have the sweet spot here, which is long-term consistency, which is often SEO and PPC interchangeably. You can use this and say, right, I've shown you the multi-channel funnels. I've shown you how this thing works. I've shown you, and we've talked about if you took that one piece of budget away, would the rest of the conversion journey carry on? Give me budget to carry on enacting these activities. And 9 out of 10 times when I've done this, I've got the budget that I wanted, and I've got the buy-in that I wanted to go out and execute these activities. And if you don't believe me, like literally last week when Google announced an update to SGE, they literally said something like, we want people to be able to see results as well, not just see like words and text. We want people to be able to see, and that's why you now see more videos in SGE. If you saw my Instagram video with Moz, by the way, Azeem Digital, please follow me, and you will see the last 24 hours how much caffeine one man can safely consume. I promise you 15 tips in 15 minutes, right? And at this point, this is what I thought I would look like. Okay? I told a small lie because I've got 1 minute left, okay? And in 1 minute, I'm going to give you 15 tips. Here's how you can actually use audio and video. Information sharing, weigh in on current events, stay away from politics unless you are in the political space. You can talk about 3 things that you didn't know about our business, or you can stitch relatively popular things together. Personal, professional life, for example, if you're in B2B or in SaaS, a lot of the feedback that we've seen from customer research is that businesses are faceless, we don't know who they are. Use any of those, right? For example, here's a day in the life of our CEO, here's a day in the life of one of our content creators, here's our software demo. Price, you can see our price without having to sign up for a call with our sales guy. You can do all this stuff. Be entertaining, FAQs, viral hack tests, there's absolutely loads there. I can see a couple of you taking pictures. I will hang on this slide, but the eagle-eyed amongst you will have seen that I only gave you 13 there and not 15. And I'm 7 seconds over time, so they're going to chuck me out. So I knew at this point I'd have 2 options left. Those 2 are there. I talk about this stuff a lot. Please follow me on either Twitter or X or LinkedIn, and I'll spend a lot longer talking about it, giving you the value that I want. This has been an absolute dream and a pleasure for me. I've really, really enjoyed it. I hope you did too. I can see a lot of you are hungry, as am I. Please save some lunch for me, because I'm going to spend the next 30 seconds crying. But that was it. I love it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.